Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be with you. Well, welcome to Tuesday. That means it's time for messages from the spirit world. And for those of you who are new here, this is something we do every Tuesday. We gather and I grab a bunch of letters. People write to me and ask for psychic advice, and I answer their questions and do little mini psychic readings. If you want to get on messages from the spirit world, all you got to do is put your question in the comment box below, or you can write to me at my website, at my official email, which is readings@robert-hickman.com. Again, I'll put the links below to this, and send me your questions. I want to say thank you to all the letters that have been coming in. Now, just for you to know, because a lot of you are new here, welcome to the newbies, by the way. Love having you here. Please understand, I get hundreds and hundreds of letters, and so I'm just one person, so I can't always personally right now write back to everyone. I ask you to forgive me. I just don't have the time or the staff right now to manage answering thousands of letters. So I do try to get to as many people as I can, but if I don't answer your question or get back to you right away, please just understand it's not that I don't care, it's just a volume thing, okay? So bear with me. I love you guys, and I do actually personally read all the letters. I just can't personally write back to everybody at this time. But I try to get who I can and write where I can, and I appreciate your understanding with that. You know, Psychic Bob needs a whole staff. I need like 10 bodyguards and 10 private assistants to keep up with it all. I really do. And but I thank you. And you know, if you've got an urgent matters pressing and you really need help, you might want to consider investing in a private session with me. I am a full-time professional medium. I've done readings for over 20 years. And so I have a lot of experience and I think hopefully a good reputation with my work. So if you want to learn more about that, check out my website. I'll put the link below. And you can call my office and get on my schedule by calling 571-483-2112 or writing to me again at my email, which I'll put the link below, at readings@robert-hickman.com. So contact me, reach out to me. I have got a high volume lately, so bear with me. I'm still getting back to everybody who's been writing in to get private readings. We are getting to you guys, so don't worry, okay? Thanks for understanding. And, you know, for those of you who are curious, you know, my private readings, it's an hour long. It's full hour, just you and me. And we're going to cover, you know, everything. Past, present, future, spirit guides, past lives, life themes, messages from deceased loved ones and friends, as well as answer all your questions. So I cover a lot of information. And for those of you who have had private sessions with me, I'm sure you can tell people in the box below that I do give a lot for the money, and I try to really answer everything thoroughly. So I can do that by phone or Skype or in person. So give me a call. We'll make it happen. Well, you guys are great, and I'm so excited about the letters. Now, before we get into the letters today, let's just take a moment. Let's all just center ourselves. Let's just close our eyes just for a brief moment, and let's attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. He says hello. All right, our first letter today is from Mama Bird. Hello, Mama Bird. She's a regular here. Hi, Mama. She writes, she says, "Dear Bob, I'm having a crisis with my daughter. She is 18 years old and is a high school senior. She recently met a guy and he convinced her to quit school and quit cosmetology, her passion. She moved out of the house today. I am very worried about her safety. I don't know what to do. This guy is bad news. Please tell me if she will be safe." Oh, Mama Bird, my heart feels for you. You know, you're up against two challenges here. Well, three challenges. One, you've got a headstrong daughter who's in love. That's a challenge in itself. You're also challenged in the fact that technically she's an adult, and at 18 you can't control her, which I know that you know that, but you know, I don't know many 18-year-olds who are really ready to make such drastic changes, to be honest. So I understand your concern here. And the other issue is that she's hanging out with unsavory people who are questionable. Well, first of all, let me just tell you, I'm with you. I feel for you, okay? This, unfortunately, is one of those situations where we can't do a lot. But it does, you did mention that you've been praying for her as well. And I think that's one of the best things you can do. You see, a mother's prayers are so very powerful. And they go straight to the power source. Let me just kind of tell you what I see around this. And it's not going to necessarily be pleasant, but I have to be honest with you. Your daughter is literally temporarily insane. This is called love sickness, when people lose their mind. This is one of the reasons I tell people don't practice love magic, because you can put spells on people, make them literally go crazy. Now, in her case, I don't believe there's a spell cast on her. But I do believe that this man that she's with has a very strong power of manipulation. I feel that he has a background of continually manipulating people, particularly women, in his life. I have to be honest, I feel that there is a criminal element to him as well. Now, the question is your daughter safe? For the moment, yes. I actually see them in what I call the romance phase, where he's going to be lovey-dovey and sweet as pie, and she's going to believe it all and follow it. I want you to watch here, because it's not going to be until around after the new year, to about January, maybe February at the latest. But around that time, I see the shell, the egg that he's created, starting to crack. And this is where she's going to really need you the most, because I believe that around this man, there are some addiction issues. I believe that he has an alcohol and or possibly a drug issue going on. Now, that being said, I do not see him bringing that to your daughter. I do not see her actively doing that with him, so that's a good thing. But he who he presents himself as will start to fade. Basically, his illusion. And in a sense, you could think of this as a glamour spell. Do you know about magic and glamour? We do magic spells where you can make ourselves appear something that we're not. And this is an old witch tradition. Now, he doesn't understand magic. I don't think he's that advanced. But sometimes people have the ability to cast a glamour spell without necessarily knowing how magic works. And in a sense, that's what he's done. What you want to do in this case is, one, I want you to pray for her nonstop, every day. I want you also to light a candle, because that candle will transmit power to her. What you want to do is make her mind illumined so that she sees through the illusion. Now, let me caution you, this is not done by preaching at her and yelling at her and saying, that man's evil, get away. She can't hear a thing you say. She is deaf and blind, okay? Not literally, but psychically at this time. So you have to work on subtle levels. And I want you to seed energy to her through your prayer and through burning a candle. I want you to burn white candle. This is the highest vibration, will open spiritual light to her. Now, I don't know if she's still talking to you. You don't say here, but I kind of feel like there's been a little bit of bad blood over this situation, and you may not see her for a little while. Remember, your power is not in this world. It's from the spirit. But what I do want you to do is, I feel like she is going to come back to the house next week or the week after. It seems like she's forgotten something or left something. There's something she needs to come get. I want you to prepare a charm to give to her. What you do is get a little cloth, and I want you to put in the 3 ingredients. I want you to put salt in it. I want you to put rosemary herb in it. And I want you to put lavender. These 3 things. Salt is purification and power and protection. Rosemary is protective. This will keep her out of any harm's way. And lavender will keep her heart pure and her disposition open to communication. And I want you to bundle these up in a little cloth and tie them off. Make it a little pretty. You can put it in a little, like a sachet, like a lace cloth with a pretty little ribbon. And I want you to give it to her and tell her that this is just a house blessing or a little charm for her. And tell her to put it in her bedroom or in her sock drawer or someplace. Or she can hang it up even if she wants. It'd actually be better if she hangs it up in her closet or somewhere where he doesn't really see it all the time, but she sees it. This will start to send protective power to her and will allow you to have more open communications, okay? This should be done, and I feel this is very necessary right now. Once we get to the new year, I feel that there could come up a legal situation around this man. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I feel that there's some legal stuff that's outstanding, either an outstanding court situation or something with some driving issues. But he's going to start to show who he really is, and she's going to be surprised by this. You can't tell her any other way. She will not hear it or see it. So you're going to have to let her go through this time of struggle. But will she be safe? Yes. I believe she is being protected. I want you to invoke the guardian angels, particularly Archangel Michael, over her and the house. And you just keep praying for her, okay? I want you to make this charm and try to get it to her. If she won't come to the house or speak to you or pick it up, maybe you can drive to her and deliver it. Maybe make a little care package and put that in there. Or maybe just mail it to her if it's that bad you can't see her. But I want you to try to get that to her, okay? That's important. So she'll be safe, but I feel like by the new year, this is really starting to be on the rocks, and she'll start to tell you, oh, Mom, he's got a lot of problems. I don't know what I got into. I want you to say, Darlene, you can come home at any time. You're welcome. I'm disappointed. It sounds like she literally dropped schooling, had dropped her cosmetology, and dropped high school. Don't beat her up over that. I want you to talk to school counselor and ask them how they would get her back in if she comes back mid-year. They may have to work out a special program or night school, but I do see her getting her high school diploma. To be honest, I don't know that she's going to walk. She may have lost too much time to literally go through ceremony, but we can get her GED at least. So for the moment, I want you to focus on that and then check in with me. Let me know what you've been able to do and what's going on, okay? I'm so sorry, but she's going to be okay for now, okay? Thanks for waiting. All right. Ooh, that's intense. Our next letter is from Nigella for me. Hi, Nigella. She's a regular here. Hi, Nigella. Nigella writes, says, please, Bob, can you tell me who my spirit guide is? I've wanted to know forever, and do they have any messages for me? Thank you. Hi, Nigella. You know, I'm hearing literally drumming around you. It sounds like Native American drumming. And there's a man whose voice I'm hearing. It's Silver Birch is his name. He's an Indian guy, Native American spirit guy, very powerful. And he's asking me to tell you, he says, we're calling her to dance. They literally want you to get up and dance. It's like dance the native dances. It's like it brings power to your soul. He's asking me to tell you that you're a channel. He says she is a channel for great power and forces. And he's also handing me a stone here. What is that? That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. It's a quartz stone. It's a blue quartz, though. He's giving me blue quartz. He says, give her blue quartz and tell her this will open and allow her spirit to soar. He's asking me to tell you that he's helping you come out of some depression. You've been having a little bit of struggle with feeling motivated. And Silver Birch is going to help you with that. So he's your guide, and he asked me to bring these messages to you. I hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Gloria Miller. Hello, Gloria. Gloria writes, says, Bob, what do you see for me? Love always. Thanks, Gloria. You know, Gloria, I have to tell you, when I step into your frequency, I'm getting a lot of yellow light around you, yellow and white. This is the light of transition, the light of transformation. And I feel like over the next 3 months here, there's a lot of transition for you. I feel that you're kind of letting go of some things that have been holding you, letting go, releasing the past. And I would encourage you to use the next 3 months for introspection. Because I feel that when we're in the new year, Fletcher keeps showing me, he's flipping a calendar here, and he shows me January, and he said she moves on in January. So it looks like as we get to January, there is some literal changes here. One of the changes in the career area, I feel like you're starting a new job, but it almost feels like self-employment. It's like you're building a business or expanding a business. So the new year is where that is around that. As I said, I keep getting self-employment around this, so I don't know if you run a business or you've been thinking about, but I'm getting like energy around self-employment. So I think it's a very good time to start thinking about building a business that you own and operate. That's where success is. When we get to next summer, like around July, I feel like there may come up an issue around a move. And what's interesting is I feel like the first half of 2018 for you is so busy that it's like you're ready to move on. And I feel like there's a change of housing coming for you. So, and what's interesting is this may actually be a long distance move. I feel like it's almost like you're uprooting yourself and moving on. And it feels like a long distance move that will be a possibility here. Now, it doesn't mean you have to go or you're losing anything or leaving, but it means that the opportunity will present itself. So I want you just to remember that. And should you choose to take that opportunity, looks like it'll be successful for you. So there's a lot of energy for starting new, for moving on, and finding your joy, okay? So that's what I see for you. I hope that gives you a little help. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Lisa Andrade Mason. That's a pretty name. And she writes, wow. I came to your channel. This is the second time Kali has been brought to my attention. Prior to this, I had never heard of her. I'm trying to figure out what the sign is. Mahalo and aloha. Lisa, you must be Hawaiian or from Hawaii. I love that. Well, let me tell you here. Kali, very powerful. She is the ancient primordial mother goddess. She is believed the grounding of all being. The cosmos emanates from the great mother, and Kali is her form. Now, don't let her fierce form scare you, because she takes a scary appearance to frighten away evil as a way to protect her children. So her true nature is so compassionate. She would literally give her whole life to save her devotees. And in fact, there's actually one picture of Kali that I've seen where she literally chops her head off and gives her lifeblood to save people. Now, she's, remember, she's an eternal being, so she can do that. By Western standards, I think a lot of people find Kali scary and offensive. But for those who are willing to enter into her darkness, her mystery, she reveals great mystery. Kali is the feminine form of the word Kala. Kala means time. It also means blackness. She is the black, dark mother. She's the mother of the dark moon, and she's the mother of time. It's believed that all of dissolution, as the universe ages and decays and all life ages and decays, that it is absorbed into the mother. So all things ultimately return to their source, which is a source of love, goodness, and compassion. Kali represents healing of our inner psyche. She is the goddess that helps us reconcile our dark side and our light side. She is a goddess who brings healing to grief and to understanding death. And so when we encounter Kali, it's a sign that all things ultimately return to her. I feel that Kali, and I don't want to speak for you, but I pick up that she's also in your life as a way to say, have no fear. This is a time for you to embrace yourself and to honor and love yourself. And the only thing we have to fear is, as Winston Churchill said, is fear itself. No, who was that? Roosevelt said that. But with Kali even absorbs that fear. So I don't like to tell you what that has to mean to you, but I do believe that she's in your life to help you overcome fear. So let her be your protectress. Let her be your guide. Let her be the mother that maybe you never had, or maybe you wish you had. You know, if you've lost your mother, let Kali be your mom. And she's a fierce protector. So I want you to embrace her, because Kali also represents endings of one cycle and beginnings of the other. So as it says in the ancient Hindu scripture, she absorbs into herself all the cosmos. But then at the beginning of the new cycle, she brings everything back into manifestation. So there's nothing that you would lose or could lose or have lost that Kali cannot restore to you again. So she's a goddess of restoration as well. I have a great love for Mother Kali, and I pray to her often, have a shrine that I'm building to her. In fact, in my future videos in the next few weeks, I will be showing my Kali altar. So we'll have that as well. But embrace her, discover her, and, you know, don't listen to the Christian church always says she's evil and this and that. They really don't understand. I want you to explore the Hindu sources. One of her great devotees was Ramakrishna, and you can look him up, Sri Paramahansa Ramakrishna. But if you can't remember all that, just say Ramakrishna, okay? He had great love for her, was a great devotee, and had mystic experiences. So let Kali into your life. I'll tell you, when Kali comes in, you go deep. She's a deep goddess. But you always come out better for your connection. Anyways, I hope that helps. Let me know what you discover, and I hope that gives you some insight. Thanks for writing. I'm glad you're here. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Darlene Weinbrenner. Hello, Darlene. I know Darlene. She's so sweet. Darlene writes, says, Dear Psychic Bob, my son, who is 27 years old, has had depression all of his life. He has 2 bachelor degrees and can't find a job. I worry about his health and state of mind. He is on Lexapro, which has helped him tremendously. Can you tell me what you see for him now and in the future? Thank you for all that you do for all of us, Darlene. Hi, Darlene. You know, I have to tell you, when I'm stepping into your son's frequency, I am getting dark blue light around him, which does mean that he has a depressive issue. But I'm also getting around him light blue light, like a sky blue, and yellow and silver. This is very good, because the dark blue light is actually the narrowest band in his aura. This means that he is starting to get control over the depression. I want you to watch here, because as we get, having allergies, as we get towards November, this is where I'm seeing transition for him. Sky blue light, this pale light blue, icy blue, this represents networking and connections. And I do see before the end of the year him having job interviews. And I do feel he will have a job. So I beg you to be patient with him. I do feel he's trying. And I think for him, it's taken a lot of effort to get to where he is. So I think he's made a lot of progress in healing. You mentioned this drug Lexapro. I don't know the drug, to be honest with you, but I'll tell you, as a psychic, I do feel it's working. I'm getting a sense of lightness within him that hasn't been there before. And I feel like he's more motivated. Like, I feel like he gets up every day, and it's not the struggle that it has been. You know, and some days I feel like in the past, before this medicine, I feel like he would literally get paralyzed, like he just couldn't get out of bed, or if he'd get up, he would just sit in a chair staring like at one spot all day, almost like catatonic, like paralyzed. I feel he has motion around him. And whenever there's motion, there's life. So I want you to watch. I feel November is a time for him. He has, interestingly, a great gift of communication. I feel that he's a very deep thinker. I think he's very profound. And I think in terms of work, he needs to work in an environment where he does a lot of analysis and introspection. I think he would be very good in a job where he does, like, for example, studying processes of companies, where he's able to evaluate how energy flows and how people interrelate, working with flow charts, working with personnel, working with this. He's good with people, I feel. Even though he's depressive, I feel like he has a true heart for people. And so working in like personnel, working in organizational design and setup, this is really where I feel like he would have a lot of success. And this may be different than what he's planning, but I see him being able to do it. I think he needs to be in a job where he does have some interaction with people, because I feel like if he got into a job where he just sat in a back room like punching computer code or, writing code, I think ultimately that would start to wear on him and bring back depression, because I feel that when he interacts with people, there's life energy around him, and that's what I want him to have. I don't know if he's done any volunteer work. I keep seeing him also working with younger people. I think he has a great gift for being a guide to people, and this is another area he might want to explore, like, for example, working with, I don't know if they still have Big Brothers, Big Sisters, where you kind of are a mentor to a younger person. I think he'd do really well with that. Or even working in the schools, teaching people, or working for like even a private school. I just feel like he wants to be interacting, and I think he needs to be in a position where he shares his wisdom with people. And this will bring him a lot of joy, a lot of success, and healing as well. So I'm going to encourage you to continue to pray for him. I keep picking up around him a spirit guide. The name is Charles or Charlie. And what's interesting is this guy's dressed in kind of a early 1900s clothes. You know, the stiff Victorian, early Edwardian collars. He's like that, in a tall, thin man in a gray suit. He has a top hat, very kind of upper-class gentleman. Fletcher said that Charlie was a medium and that your son also has a lot of psychic ability. So Charlie's going to help him get more in touch with his life force energy, his power. Now, I don't see your son becoming a psychic, even though he is a psychic guide, but this means that the psychic guide will know his mind and work with him and help him steer those mental pathways in a way that is for the highest and the best. So I want you, as you're meditating, ask for Charlie to also help your son. And if your son's open to it, you can bring this message to him that his spirit guide Charlie is going to help him, have literal emotional and psychic breakthroughs so that he'll be guided. If he's open to it, he should ask Charlie to help him choose jobs, apply for jobs, and go to interviews. We don't have to do anything on our own. See, this is the amazing thing when we work with the spirit world, is that they'll come and help us. So Charlie's going to work with him and help him, and I see November as a breakthrough time for him. So I hope that gives you a little insight today, okay? Thank you for writing. You're wonderful. I send blessings to you and to your son and your whole family. Thanks for writing. Oh my gosh, guys, I tell you, I don't know where the day goes. This is one of those crazy days. Thank you, Bob has had so many readings, so I'm going to have to keep this short. I've got more tonight. But I love you guys. Thank you for being here. You are the best. Listen, if you get a chance, pop over to my website at robert-hickman.com. The link will be in the box below. Check out my bookstore. Pick up some books. You can also write to me over there. Send me your questions. And, check it out. I hope you'll enjoy my website. If you want to get a reading, you can do that as well. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I love you, and I send you my blessings. So keep it here at Spiritual. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We got Wiccan Wednesday. And we're going to talk about an intense and controversial subject tomorrow, about persecution of Wiccans. And it's going to be interesting. So be here tomorrow. We're going to have an intense discussion. I love you guys. We'll see you here tomorrow. And until then, may you always blessed be.